If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Drake dropped his new album that was very much one of the most anticipated albums of 2021 2 weeks ago on September 3rd. I'm talking about Certified Lover Boy. Y'all know what's up. And today I wanted to look at the numbers we have for this album so far because obviously it went number one. Obviously there are some numbers in terms of sales and in terms of streams and, you know, Billboard Hot 100 entries and stuff like that we're going to look at and kind of see how Drake compares to his past discography and maybe what the reason for all of this might be. So let's look at it. So Certified Lover Boy did pretty well in its first week and on its first day. For example, that track with Lil Baby, Girls Want Girls, which I still find really awkward, but that's just me. That song received the most streams in one day any song has ever gotten on Spotify, or like on, I think the same went for Apple Music as well, just on streaming. So that was history in a way. Then also, of course, now we can say that it is a number one album. This is Drake's 10th number one album in a row. Nothing really surprising here. We're all expecting this to go number one. I mean, it's a Drake album and he's been teasing at this for over a year now. And I mean, you know, the saying is that, you know, Drake can drop anything and it will go number one. And I mean, that's kind of true, but I want to touch on that later on as well. But let's look at the numbers. So this thing as a number one album moved 613,000 equivalent album units in its first week. Now, this is the biggest sales week ever since Taylor Swift released Folklore in August of 2020. And the, you know, specific split up of what these sales or streams actually are is 743.67 million on-demand streams in a week. That's a lot. And 46,000 in actual, you know, sales of the CDs and also the digital versions. Comparing this to Scorpion, this is all from the Genius article, by the way. Scorpion moved 745.92 million streams in its first week, so just, you know, 2 million more than CLB. But also we got some singles for Scorpion, Nice for What, God's Plan, and the likes of that, so those pushed the album heavily, while CLB didn't have a single, no pun intended, supporting the album. Not even Laugh Now Cry Later, which was obviously a very big song, but not even that, you know, made it onto the album. So Drake really just out of the cold dropped this thing with no singles and still did this well. So I guess, you know, looking at it objectively, this did better than Scorpion, you know, accounting for the missing out of singles. Now, he also, you know, charted in the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10, taking 9 of the spots. This is the first time this ever happened. You can look at the, you know, Hot 100 for that week. Only one song is not Drake, and that is Stay by Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. That song is annoying the F out of me, by the way. So Drake obviously took over quite a lot on here. Now, you know, Drake really is just going crazy with these Billboard numbers because over the course of his career, he's had 54 top 10s, and second place is Madonna with 38. So you can see that Drake has a really, you know, really like a lead over the Genius Hot 100 Top 10s. Also, when you look at the Hot 100 in general, he's had 258 entries on the Hot 100. This is really like the most by any artist ever. So shout out to Drake for making history again with this new album. Obviously, some people were calling CLB kind of like a troll, or kind of like, you know, he's just doing whatever he wants. He doesn't care anymore. Look at the album cover. It's 12 pregnant women emojis. I always found that very weird. And I already said that I thought that this was kind of lazy, that he didn't really, you know, do like a real album cover, or also the way that he released it. He teased at this so cinematically with that trailer. He hyped this whole thing up so much. We were supposed to get it last year. Then, you know, through different hints, through stories, through him, you know, renting out those billboard signs, stuff like that. He went into every city that he had artists featured from on the album and put up billboards to tell the city, yo, y'all artists are on here. And then he just dropped it on like a Friday with like a 2 days notice, or like a, you know, 4 or 5 days notice. and just used 12 pregnant women emojis as the album cover. So at this point, honestly, you can say that Drake could just drop anything and it would go number one. I think this is proof of that. And the fact that this is doing so well, I mean, comparing it to Scorpion, which was his biggest release to date when that dropped, and it only having 2 million more, plays in its first week or streams than CLB, but it of course having God's Plan, Nice for What, as I already said, that just shows how much of like a commercial force and power Drake really holds in hip hop. Obviously, Drake won that sales battle against Kanye. Kanye's first week was cut short by him releasing on a Sunday. I know that. But in his second week, I think Donda already fell to just 145,000 sales. So it kind of, dropped by 50% from its first week, while Drake is still going strong in his second week, and his songs are charting, obviously. And on the top, to top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100, there is not a single song from Donda. So obviously that battle was won by Drake. Still, I made a video about 2 days ago talking about who of these two artists had the better album, Donda or CLB, Drake or Kanye. Y'all should go check that out because it's a very interesting video. Because still, I think Donda is the better album, but looking at these numbers, you can't deny the, imprint that CLB has had on pop culture, even in the little bit of time that it now dropped. And the tracks, as I said in that other video, are growing more and more on me. Them as individual tracks just have a very high replay value. Obviously, this also has to do with the fact that it's sold so well because people can just, go to that album. It's a cool album. Every song on there is like, you can play it. It's chill. It's nothing too deep. It's nothing too serious. While sometimes on Donda, it's a little bit more experimental. You can't really just lay back and enjoy the songs. You could argue which one is better. I still prefer Donda as like a body of art, as I said in that video, but we just can't deny Drake's reign in this battle. But that's just the numbers. I'm not sure if Kanye even cares about the numbers. We shouldn't either. We should care about the music, what impact, what legacy the music has, and I still hope for Donda to have a little bit more of that than CLB, while CLB is just capturing kind of like the mainstream and that Drake sound that we have come to love him for over the past couple of years. So yeah, that's my take on this, looking at the numbers, kind of recognizing Drake's reign over this era of hip-hop, and the numbers he's doing is crazy. So yeah, that's my opinion on this. Now I want to know what you think about this. What do you think of CLB? What do you think of the numbers of it first week? How do you think it compared to Donda, judging from the quality of the music, judging from the sales as well? Which album do you prefer? Let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.